What's going on, guys? Another beautiful afternoon here in Hawaii. It's gonna be a little bit of road noise for this video. Obviously the spot that I picked today is overlooking the highway, but such a nice little pull out spot to park and make a video. So I have some new knives that I wanted to share with you, and one that I wasn't expecting to be very nice, and one that was a nice surprise. So I'll show you what I got here. The first one, again, was not expecting much, but this is the Flip Couteau Bladio. I don't know. I don't speak French. My French is no good, but this knife was made in China from stainless steel. So let's check this thing out. It was more curiosity that I decided to buy this one, and it is just about what I was expecting, being $15 off of eBay. Flips into place, folds into place, and actually once it's opened in your hand, it doesn't move either direction. As long as you're holding on to it, there is no play either direction. Now, if you're holding onto it loosely, obviously it does have a little bit back and forth this way, but it's pinned tight enough that this doesn't move back and forth very easily. So it's surprisingly more solid in your hand than I thought it was going to be. So if you were cutting something with it, it does feel firm enough to actually use. But the one thing that really bugs me more than anything about this knife is the fact that when it's in the folded position, it just does this, kind of flops back and forth all willy-nilly. Why they wouldn't have put two little nubs right here, little detent to hold this thing in place so it doesn't kind of just flop back and forth, I don't know. That seems to me like it would have been a simple fix, just to put a little stop right there for this thing to hold shut. But again, I didn't design it, so you get what you get. You don't get upset. But it came relatively sharp. I mean, you could cut yourself with it, I guess, but nothing spectacular. So again, for 15 bucks, it piqued my curiosity. That's about it. So moving on. The next one that I want to show you was an amazing surprise, however, and I jumped on it because it was just too much for me to stop myself. Now, this one here I've had for a little while. This one I got for Christmas. This is the CH3504, which I think is a fantastic knife. Everything about this knife works for me. It's the right size, it's the right weight for me. It just feels so good to me. The action is fantastic on it. Just a nice knife all the way around. And I know a lot of people have this one. It's a pretty popular knife. And this one goes steadily for about $100. This is the titanium version with S35VN steel. And this is the full-size version. I know they also make a smaller one, but this right here is a great knife. I've also had this one in the G10 with the D2 blade, and I like that one a lot also. But just all the way around, to me, this is a great knife design. So when I saw this other one listed, it was just caught my attention. This is the Komoran K0008. And it's a company that I had never heard of before. And they've got some other clones listed, but this one is a clone of the CH3504. And I did check the specs on it just to make sure that it was the same one as the CH version, size-wise. And it is titanium, which I thought was awesome. So The nicest thing about this knife, though, it was $45, shipped to my door in 3 days from an American seller. So when it showed up, the action is phenomenal. It is every bit as good as the original. I mean, if it said CH on the blade, you couldn't tell that it wasn't made by them. I mean, it's identical if you ask me. Now, the only major difference was this one is listed as U2X steel, which I did a little bit of looking. There's not a whole lot of information online about U2X, but it is listed as a proprietary steel out of Seiki, Japan. So we'll see how it holds up. Actually, I'm going to be carrying this one regularly. I put a lanyard on it, and this one has been in my pocket. So it still has a hair shaving sharp edge on it. Been a couple days, no heavy cutting yet, but you know, I am going to be carrying this one and see how it holds up over time. Now, the only thing that I have done to this knife, when I got it, it had a little bit of kind of junk around the pivot area. I guess it was whatever lube they used in the bearings. This one is caged steel, or looks like a brass cage, or maybe a steel cage with ceramic bearings. And when I took it apart, all that lube had kind of dried up and migrated out of that area up onto the blade, and it didn't just wipe off. So I took the knife apart, cleaned it all off with some alcohol, and then re-lubricated the pivot with some nice pivot butter. And the other thing that I did add was, I don't know if you can see it right there, but I cut a detent ramp into it. And I haven't actually done it to that one. I just, never got around to taking that one apart. But I did add the detent ramp, which I honestly don't know why other companies don't just automatically add that. It seems like such a nice option to have on a frame lock knife, and I don't understand why everybody doesn't do it. I think maybe I'm just spoiled now with Tucson knives because they put it pretty much on all of their stuff. And when you see them open and close side by side, I mean, this one's, it's not bad. It doesn't hang up a lot right there at the pivot ball, or the detent ball, but it is enough that when you add that ramp right there, it just makes it so much smoother to clear that ball. So, now I will say that when I started to cut it to actually make that little V-shaped notch, I did have to use a diamond rod to cut into the steel. It's pretty hard stuff. It felt like grinding on D2. So it's fairly hard. Now I'm going to try and take this out to my friend's shop and shoot it with the laser and see what the actual composition is on this metal, see what elements are in it. So try and do an update on that eventually. But yeah, as far as it goes, for 45 bucks, I thought this was an incredible score. So that's what I got for today. The Komoran K0008. Now, the other thing that I thought was really neat, besides just their box, which, it's a cardboard box, comes with a nice bag, it also has cleaning cloth with their Komoran logo. But in addition to that, it comes with this, which I thought was neat. So I'd like to read you the little story that they include with it. It says, legend has it that in ancient Japan, the Komoran was revered as a fearsome bird of prey. Its tenacity and courage were unsurpassed by its competitors. The Komoran stalked its prey swiftly and silently through the forests and fields, and its slender bill was sharp, strong, and deadly. The Komoran was fast and agile, sleek and silent, and it delivered its fatal blow by driving its hardened bill through its prey. The samurai viewed the Komoran as an omen of good luck and strength. Before imminent war, the samurai looked for the Komoran because they believed it was a sign of certain victory and the absolute defeat of their enemy. Many etched the symbol of the Komoran into the blades of their swords, believing it would provide courage in battle, harden the blade like the bill of the Komoran, and deliver certain death to their enemies. This authentic Komoran knife was handmade and hand-fitted using high-quality materials to honor the legend of the Komoran. It took several hundred steps to make, fit, and perfect this Komoran knife. May your days be filled with the luck of the samurai who, on their journey, were lucky enough to find the Komoran along the way. So there you go. For 45 bucks, you even get a story. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about this one. I thought it was cool. I was happy to get it for half the price of the original, and quality, fit, and finish are all there. As soon as I see how well this blade seal holds up and keeps this ridiculous razor sharp edge that it came with, I'll let you know, but that's what I wanted to show today. So that's my video, guys. If you made it this far, thanks for watching. Enjoy the sunset here. I hope to see you at the next video.